So hello everyone and welcome to another video of ICP5 coding. So in this video, we're going to talk about variables. So variables might seem a bit boring to all of you because after the second video in which we talked about different kinds of triangles, rectangles, points and lines and all of their creativity. So variables might seem a bit boring, but they are one of the most important elements of coding. So we're going to talk about that, and if I get time in the end, I will not get forget. But if I get time, I would also like to talk about conditions. So before I just start, I would like to just show you the solution of the program, the project, or the exercise I gave you at the end of the second video. So let's just see that. Okay, so this was what I gave you at the end of the video. So this was a line, this was another line, these were four triangles out there, and with a circle in the center which had a color, the only fill color, and we had a square or a rectangle. This was entirely in the center. Just let's look through the code. Okay, so this is my code. So I had given rect mode dot center. The background was color. This is just for the explanation which I had given. So just forget this. Okay, so I had the stroke weight as 6. As you can see, it's a bit deeper. I had a stroke weight as 6. I had no stroke for now here. So for the ellipse, I had a fill color. I had no stroke. So I saw it like this. So it had no stroke on it, as you can see. Now, as I left from the ellipse, I started writing no fill and I gave a stroke color. And so I saw the rectangle as a completely white figure. As you can see, the zero. Wait. Yeah, so I saw it exactly as a white figure, and then I gave stroke 52, 55, and as a result, I saw four triangles which are also completely white in their colors. Okay, and after that, I also drew some lines which had green and the blue colors, a mixture of both the colors. So I saw a sea green, or you can say a sky blue color of two lines. So this is the exact solution for getting this. But for now, I don't need this. I need a fresh sketch, and I'm going to talk about variables. Okay, so this is a new code. This is just a blank canvas, which is actually way too big. Wait, actually, okay, yeah. So this is my canvas. It is actually 600 by 900, and this is the point I've drawn here. It's a point of stroke 255, and this is my starting program I have to start with. So first we need to understand what are variables. So I'm going to explain this in a very simple way. So variables are something where you can store something. So what is that something? So variable is a memory space. So in the computer there are memory allocations, and a variable gets a position in the computer's memory and stores something. Now that something can be any kind of a number. So I'm writing it here. It can be any kind of a number. It can be any kind of a text, text, and it can be boolean value. So what is a boolean value? The boolean value means either zero, either true or false. So it stores whether a statement is true or a statement is false. So a variable does this. It stores a number, it stores a text, it stores a boolean value in my memory, and I can access those particular numbers, text or boolean values in the form of the variable. So the syntax in p5.js for calling a variable, now everything will have a kind of syntax, right? So the syntax for writing a variable is start with let. This is the instruction, let, then the variable name. Okay, then the variable name, then you have to write equal to. You can write 0, it will take it as a number. You can give empty strings, it will take it as a text, or you can initialize it to be true or false. You can write true or false, or you can even leave it blank. You can even leave it blank and initialize that variable in this way. In my function setup. So in my beginning of and I think I missed one important thing in my previous video. So I would always advise that after writing every statement, insert these semicolons. So the p5.js does not give any error, but the other programming languages might give. So it will be very helpful if you just make this a habit for writing the semicolons at the end. Okay, so here we were. So as I said in my first video, the exact 2 years back old video, that the function setup can be used to initialize my variables. So I can then initialize my variable to 0 or something called text like hello. I can just write this, or I can even write true. And as the program progresses, suppose, just wait. So if I just write that variable be 300, then instead of this I can write variable name, and I should get the exact same result. So just let's have a try. Okay, let's have a try. Okay, here we are. So let variable name be a variable, and I'm going to give it the name, and I can give any name to my variable. So as I'm accessing my x coordinate of my point, I can give I am writing x, and then if I write x, I should get the exact same result. So you can see that I get the point in the exact same position. And okay, so let me just make it a 600 by 600 canvas. So you can see like this. Now if I just change my variable now to 400, it moves. If I change my variable to suppose 100, it moves. So now I can have two variables, let x and let y. So I can initialize both these variables like this, and I can write this. I can now control the points position with two variables, which I can just initialize at the very beginning. Now it was very much complicated. I could directly write 300 by 300, but what's the use is, so let me first put this code. Okay, let me put this code to the function draw. So when I had this code inserted in function setup, it was getting executed once. But if I write this code in function draw, it will get executed again and again. Okay, indentation is not right. Just wait. Okay, I'm going to discuss what the importances of indentations can be. First, for now, let me write it like this. Yeah. So if I write this in function draw, now I'm going to get the exact same result. But now, if I were to say change x to 200, okay, at this moment I cannot see anything, but if I now write x equal to x plus, let's say x plus 2, so now I could see my point is actually moving, and it just disappeared all of a sudden. So if I just make it to 0, I'm going to show you in a better way. So let me just write this. So the point is actually moving here. And if I also write the same thing for the y coordinate, not here, yeah, semicolons, I'm not going to forget that. And if I now write this as well, let me initialize this to 0 as well. Now you can see the point is actually coming towards the right and towards down. And after a sudden, let's just wait. So it is going to disappear, right? It is going to disappear. So what just happened? So initially my x, just let me cancel this code for some time. Initially I had the x and y at 0, and I saw this point exactly in this corner, right? But in the function draw, I'm increasing the value. So this is this basic system to increase the values of anything. You can just write the variable name, you can write equal to, then again write the variable name equal to 1. So in simple words, you can write that 2 equal to, let's say x is equal to 2. How this works? Let me show how this works. So you wrote x equal to, just wait. Yeah, so you wrote x equal to 2. Okay, now in the next line you wrote x equal to x plus 1. So what is this happening? So this line here, so this line means x equal to 2, initial value, plus 1, which becomes 3. So the next time I run the program, my value of my x will become from 2, it will change to 3. And now the function draw, this is the magic of the function draw. So the function draw executes every command again and again. It does so. These lines which I wrote here, so these lines are going to get executed again. So now here, so x became 3. All right. Now again this command is getting executed. So this command now means 3 plus 1, that is equal to 4. Just try to think. So first my x was 2. The value got inserted here. It got added by 1. I got 3. So now my x is 3. And now this 3 here is getting added by 1 again. It is increasing by 1 again, and I am getting 4. So now my x is equal to 4. So this system, this algorithm is working again and again and again and again. And as a result, when I am running this program, and the same thing works for the y as well. So as I'm running this program, you can see that the position of my point is actually continuously changing. Now, I could do one more fancy thing. So p5.js has got two predefined variables, which are the mouse x and the mouse y. So what does these two variables do? So these two variables take the position. So these two variables take the position of my mouse. So where the mouse is in this entire canvas, and then the point, and then suppose, okay, so this is actually my website terminal. I think you will know that this is called console. So for a second, let me just write mouse x. So I will get, so my mouse is at 859. So this is probably something like 859. So my mouse is at 859 and my mouse y is at 217. So you can say it is at the top, so it is 217. So now instead of x and y, if I write mouse x and mouse y, so you can see that this point is changing its position according to my mouse. So this is actually amazing. And yeah, it is changing its position according to my mouse. And if I, now you could draw some amazing trails. So if I just put my background, this is nothing important, this is just a test. So if I put my background in function setup, so now you can see I'm drawing a kind of a trail. I'm kind of drawing a trail with my mouse. Now why is this happening? When I have my background, just let me undo this statement. When I have my background, in function draw, so let's say this is the initial position of my, where did it come to? Yeah, this is the initial position of my mouse. So the point got inserted there, and above that I'm getting a background cover, and above that again that point is drawn. So you can see it executes it again and again. So I'm drawing the background again and again, and after that I'm drawing the point again and again. So my point was initially, let's say here. Now I moved it here. So then immediately a background got drawn, and this point, the existence of this point got overlapped by the background. So I'm seeing the point changing its position, but I'm not seeing the initial positions. But if I just change the background, so I could just do Control plus Y. Yeah. So if I just change the background position now to be drawn 1. So now the first thing you can see that initially the point was at 0, 0. So you can see the point is, okay, the point is initially in this corner. But as I insert my mouse, so my point is here. So you can see I'm drawing the trails because the background is getting drawn only once. So the actual position, the initial position, the previous location rather, the previous location of my point is getting recorded, and I'm able to see that as well. So I'm seeing all the possible paths of the point. So you could do exciting things with this. And so this is the basic variable. So let me just set it back to x and y. Okay, let me set it back to x and y. So now you can see this trail actually, because the background is getting drawn once, and you can see this exact line coming up just from the top to the bottom. So now, okay, so now let me introduce to a function which is called text. So let me have a function called text. So this is a new p5.js function, and the arguments of this function are x coordinates. So where am I placing my text? I think it's a bit quick, but yeah. So my x coordinate it takes. So the function text takes my x coordinate, the y coordinate, and any kind of a text like the random text. So what I want to insert. So now I could have a variable called let text, no, let string, yeah, let string equal to hello world, and let me just write another variable. So these are variables, right? This is a string or a character type variable. The string, this is a variable. I'm initializing it here. I could just say let string, okay, semicolons, yeah, and I could just say let a string equal to something like this here as well. But I'm not doing that. That's something different. I'm just initializing here only, and another variable let's say count. And now I'm going to just initialize the count here. I'm just doing this. You can initialize this there as well. So just let's just say this. Now, if I write x and y, and let me just change the x and y so that it moves more slowly. Okay, so that it moves more slowly. Let me change it to 100 and 100 just for adjustments. And let this text be drawn at x and y, and let the text say whatever is contained in the string. Okay, and I should actually, yeah, why is it not working? Just wait. I think, yeah, because my fill, yeah, I need to say the fill to 255. So the text takes the fill value. It also takes the stroke, but it also takes the fill. So now, what is the error? Just wait. Okay, the text was expecting number for parameter 2. What has happened? Yeah, so that's all right. I have given a number. Yeah, I have given a number. It is a zero base index received string instead at. Okay. So I just reversed everything. So this is actually wrong. Apologies for that. It is actually wrong. It will be text, then x, and then y. I reversed the entire thing. So let me just write j again, and then just okay, then j, and then I'm supposed to insert a string, right? Yeah. What am I doing? Yeah, I should insert string here, and then I should have my x and my y. Okay, so just wait. Okay, for now, I should just set my background. I will not be able to see the text properly, so I should have my background in my function draw. So, and if I just change this, now you can see I have the exact hello world text, which is moving from that corner to this corner, and I should just increase the speed a little because yeah, it is actually moving from that corner to this corner in now in a high speed. You can see it's moving, and it will disappear in some time. Now the beauty of this is, let me change this to 0.5 and 0.5. Now what about text? So I've got a count variable as well, right? Now in this text I can write string plus, so it is going to insert more texts. And let me, now I've got a manual string, and let me insert count. So now you will see that I am getting hello world plus my count variable. And now let me add a colon and a space. And now you can see that I have got this kind of a scoreboard which you see in many games. Hello world, then what is this called? Yeah, the colon and this what is that called? I don't know. And then 0. And now if I were to increase my count by 1, now you will see the magic. So my count is increasing as I am moving my hello world. So this is the beauty of variables, and this is what you can do with the help of variables. Hello world, and then this is moving this side. So now just let me check how much long the video is. Oh, the video is 19 minutes long. I think we still have time. We can start conditions. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to add a rectangle now at the center. I think I'm recording this. Yeah, I'm gonna add a center, and yeah, so my rect mode is a center. Yeah, so it should not be a problem. So I'm seeing a rectangle here. What do the conditions say? What do the conditions say? Condition is any kind of a if and but. So that is a simple definition of a condition. So the condition is going to execute a set of commands only if that particular condition is fulfilled. Let's just understand. So, okay, I should head back to Word now. Okay, so we are here in Microsoft Word. Now let's say I have a condition that, okay, so this is a simple situation I just written down. So I have one variable A which stores a number, and I have got a variable B which stores another kind of a number. So if A, so this is a condition, right? This is a condition that if A is greater than B, then I should print A. So if A is greater, I will print A. And if B is greater than A, then I should print B. So in this case, so if I give a number like A, I'm giving 5 and B, I'm giving 7. Then in this case, B is greater than A, and as a result, I should get B displayed on my screen. Now, if on the other hand, A is let's say 4 and B is let's say 2, then I should get, so in this case, A is greater than B, and I should get A as my result. So this is my basic algorithm which should work. So let me head back to my program. So we are here in Visual Studio. So let's x be, for now let x and let y. Now let x be 5 and let x be 7. I'm removing this count for now. I'm removing these for now. I've got a rectangle here. So now what my condition is here. So the syntax for the condition is if, then in the brackets you're supposed to write your condition, whatever be the condition here, and then you are going to open your curly brackets, and then you are going to write, whatever statement is required. Then I'm going to write the statement, and actually I should have this. Yeah, so you can write a statement as well. So now let's implement this. So if this is my first command, and in the parentheses you can call it bracket as well. So if x is greater than y, I should put it here. Okay, here. So if x is greater than y, then I am supposed to fill my red color. Okay, and if y is greater than x, then I will fill my blue color. Okay, so now I've got this. So initially, okay, so now you can see that x is 7 and y is 5. So first let me change it to 0 and 0. So it is going to remain white. Now let me, here in the console I'm writing that y is equal to 7. It got changed to blue. And if I write x is equal to 12, it will get changed to red. Again, if x is equal to 7, it will go back to white, because okay, I should write another. If on the other hand x is equal to y, okay, so in this case, if you are doing something with equal, so you cannot write a single equal to. So you always will have to write two equals together. So in this case, if they are equal, so I will have fill 255. Okay, so now, okay, so initial is 0 and 0, they're equal, it is white. So if I change my y to 1, I will get blue. If I change my x to 2, I will get red. And if I change my y to 2, I will get white again. So this is what condition does. Now, you could have an interesting condition. So this is the last stage of today's video. So you could have an interesting way of writing conditions. Instead of this if again, you could write else if. That if this does not happen, but else this happens. If this happens, I will do this. And ultimately, after all your ifs and else if you write else, if you directly write else, you will get the same result. So if I'm changing y equal to 1, I'm getting blue. This is done. Yeah, there's nothing called b, right? So nothing called b, I'm getting this. And if y is again 2, I'm getting white. So this is also working perfectly. So now I'm going to remove this if statement, and let's again change this to x. Let's just change this to y, and let's just change this to 300. Let's just change this to 100, and let's just change this to 300. Now I will insert an if statement, that if, so this is my way of imagining things. So if my if let me say that my value of my x by any chance becomes 500. Let's just say by any chance, I should have a double, yeah. If by any chance it becomes 500, then I am going to change, I'm going to change x is equal to x minus 1. Else, okay, else if, let's say, else if x is equal to, I think you can understand what am I doing. Else if this happens, so if my x is equal to 500, initially it is 100. If my x is equal to 500, my x should just increase by minus 1, that means it will decrease by 1. And if my x is at 500, which it is at this position, then it should exceed by 1. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so what is wrong now? Let me just print x. X is 101. Okay, so okay. So if it is, I should say, okay, it is equal to this. So, and otherwise all the time I will have x is equal to x plus 1. So now I think we should work. As it will go back towards 500. Okay, it is just stopping. It is just stopping. Okay. So for this, so what you could just understand what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just oscillate my rectangle from 100 to 500. So I could do one thing. I could have a variable called direction, and let's just set it to, okay, I could have a variable called direction, and I could just set this direction to be 1 initially. Now, so I could write instead of this, and I am missing the semicolons again and again and again. Okay, so instead of this, I could now write into, so this is the sign of multiplication. Okay, this is the star or asterisk is the sign of multiplication. So it should give me the exact same result. So I'm multiplying my 1 with this direction. Now what I'm going to do is, if this happens, I am going to set my direction to -1. Let's see what happens. I'm going to just watch. This is my rectangle. It should go to 500 and it should bounce back exactly. So my direction, I am setting my direction to negative. In this, now let me just write for your understanding. Let me just write so print command can be used to print any kind of a statement or any kind of a variable value. So let me just print x. Okay, so I'm just printing x. Okay, why is the printer working? Hello. Okay, yeah. So 102. So you can see my x is increasing. It is showing me the value of my x, and as it reached, where did it go? So as it reached, okay. So as it reached, I guess, okay. I'm able to see this. I'm just, let me just stop this, and let me just print my x here. So let me just have an enter. So x. You can see my x is changing, and as it reached 500, it just started decreasing. So now it is again going back, and it will just stop at 100. Now I will set this again, that if x is equal to 100, I will make my direction 1, and let me just multiply it by 3, so you can watch it happen a bit quickly. So now you can see, oh wait, okay, if it is greater than equal to 100. Okay. Now if this happens, it is bouncing. it is bouncing. You can see it happening quite well. So it is now happening at a greater speed. So I could just make it 10. This becomes my so you, if you have learned vectors, so this becomes my direction and this becomes my magnitude. And in this case, it is going to just go mad and it's just going to bounce and bounce and bounce. So this is what I have ended up with. And I could do one more thing. I could just do one more thing. I could add a condition that if, let's say, again, I could have a variable called count. I already have. I'm making things very, very complicated. So let me have a count variable. So if my count is equals 0, if my count modulus, so this is the modulus sign, is a sign which calculates, what does it calculate? Yeah, it calculates the remainder. So if I am dividing by count by 2 and I am getting 0, so if count modulus 2, that means the remainder of count divided by 2 is 0, I should wait, I should fill it with red color, or else I could just directly write else here, because either count is going to be divisible by 2 or not. So if otherwise, fill it with blue color and just change it to this, and I could just increase count by 1, count plus 1, and the things that, do not forget this, the semicolons are just very difficult to remember. I guess I've inserted it everywhere. No, I'm wrong. Okay, so now you can see that the color is actually changing, and I could just change this to 3 to get a better result, or let it be, yeah. So now you can see that the color of my count is actually changing, and the rectangle or the square is actually bouncing like this between 2 points. So that is it for this video. I'm going to leave you with another task. Okay, this is what you need to create. You need to create an ellipse like this, which bounces off all the end sides of my canvas like this. And let me just tell you that the magnitude of the x and y increment is 5 for this, and the canvas size is obviously 600 by 600, and this ball is actually starting from x equal to 0 and y equal to 300. So it will be exciting for you. It will give you a much more advanced idea about variables and conditions, and I would obviously give a solution to just get this exact same result in my next video. Till then, enjoy.